I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Where did you even get it?
It's not a big deal.
Not a big deal. Do you even know how dangerous it is?
They're totally safe.
Safe? Are you kidding me? I listen to the news, Jackson.
Oh my goodness, they're called scare tactics for a reason, Mom.
Jackson, look at me. You have got to be honest with me if I'm going to help you.
Oh my goodness, it's not like I'm on drugs. It's just a vape.
Jackson Alexander, those things are full of nicotine and all other chemicals that...
A very warm welcome to our live studio audience and this week's contestants. We're going to dive right in with a warm-up round to get things started.
Are you a heavy smoker? Are you worried your cigarettes are causing health problems? Well, now there's an alternative. See if you can guess what it is from these advertising slogans.
Switch to our product for your throat's sake. It's been scientifically proven to be far less irritating to the nose and throat.
In a nationwide survey, more doctors use our product.
As a successful actor, I use it to protect my voice.
So, what's the product?
Who are you people?
Is that a vape?
How did you get in my house?
Oh, it's a vape cartridge.
Are you selling vapes?
It's a vape pod.
Those are all guesses, but it actually has nothing to do with vaping at all. You just heard advertisements from the 1950s and 60s used to sell cigarettes, each brand claiming its cigarettes were healthier than the others.
60 years later, we know that those claims are completely false. Medical studies show that 2/3 of people who smoke will eventually die from a smoking-related illness.
Now, there's a new product out there claiming to be healthier. E-cigarettes, which is what vaping is, by the way. It just doesn't sound as cool when you call it that.
But is vaping really safe? Or in 60 years, will today's vaping ads sound just as ridiculous as those old cigarette ads?
That's the question this week's contestants will have to answer on...
The Choice, America's favorite fictional game show. And I'm your host, Guy Garrison. Today, our contestants will be tested on their vaping knowledge, or lack thereof, in an intense head-to-head, no-holds-barred match. Our first contestant is super generic mom, Karen. Karen, are you ready to play?
Hey, what do you mean generic?
That's the spirit. Karen will be going up against incredibly average teenager Jackson. Welcome, Jackson.
Thanks?
You're welcome. Now, here's how it works. You're going to watch the Choice Squad perform 4 scenes on the subject of vaping. After each scene, we'll give you a chance to test your knowledge and see what you've learned. All right?
All right, let's do this.
All right, okay. Bring it, young man.
Fasten your seatbelts, folks, as we go into our first scene, virtual reality check.
Are you ready for the next level in virtual reality tech?
I guess. I just put on the headset?
That's right. And we'll start with a simple demo. We call this one Perfect Partner.
Wow, you look amazing, Brianna.
Do I know you?
Well, I should hope so. We've been dating for about a month, and I have to say, you are the smartest, hottest, most fascinating woman I've ever met. How did I get lucky enough to find someone like you?
Who is this guy?
I love your smile. You light up the room as soon as you walk in.
He seems so real. And so perfect.
Well, that's because the Infinity 4000 knows all of your personal preferences. The system compiles all your online information, like your activities on Snapchat, Instagram, and even TikTok. And then from that information, it creates a profile about you.
Okay, a little creepy, but I guess it works.
But it's pretty impressive, right? And that's not the only one. We have thousands of programs. You could play games, you could visit exotic locations, you could even live out possible futures.
Wait, no way. You're saying this thing knows my future?
Well, not exactly. Once the system compiles all the information it can find about you online, like your financial, educational, and medical records, then it can predict possible futures.
Okay, show me.
Hey, honey, I got your vitamins from the store. They're on the kitchen table.
I'm married?
You know, you might look better today than the day we got married.
Hey, Mom, I can't pick up your running shoes today like I promised. I'm sorry.
With children?
Hey, neighbor, ready to go?
Go where?
For our run? You want to stay in shape for our next marathon, don't you?
I run marathons?
Ha ha, very funny. Come on, let's hit the road.
If you really think I can do this.
Are you kidding? You are a total inspiration to all your gym students. I mean, you have so much energy, I get tired just looking at you sometimes.
Wow, that was amazing.
Now, keep in mind, that's not necessarily what will happen, it's just what could happen.
So you think I should try it again?
I think it could be very enlightening to look at other possible outcomes.
Okay.
Hey, honey, I got your lung medication. It's on the kitchen table. You look a little better today. Don't worry. We're going to beat this.
That didn't sound good.
Hey, Mom. I can't pick up your inhaler today like I promised. I'm sorry.
Inhaler?
Hey, neighbor, ready to go?
For our run?
Ha ha, very funny. I'm here to take you to your doctor's appointment, remember?
Oh. All right.
Hey, I'm really sorry you lost your job. I mean, I know you couldn't do it anymore. You're so worn out. I get tired just looking at you sometimes.
Whoa, time out.
What was that all about?
That future wasn't as nice.
No. In the first future, I was a gym teacher who ran marathons, and in the second, I wasn't healthy enough to hold down a job. What went wrong?
Well, your possible futures are based on choices that you make, so sometimes a small action can have a big effect as the years go by.
Well, can't I just figure out what that action was and not do it?
You sure can. The Infinity 4000 comes with a timeline compare function. It can pinpoint the exact moment when your timelines start to diverge.
Okay.
Hey, Bree, I just got this new cinnamon apple pod. Do you want to try it?
You know I don't vape, Leah.
But it tastes awesome.
I don't know.
You're such a dork. You're still coming over tonight, right? I have a bunch of other flavors if you want to try those.
Yeah, I'm still coming.
Okay, cool. See you then.
Wait a minute. That's supposed to make some huge difference in my life?
Well, the program just shows you the first in a series of choices, which could lead to other choices, and then who knows?
But I still just don't see how that moment could possibly determine my future.
The program comes with a digital assistant you could ask. Just put the headset back on and tap the help icon.
All right.
Hi, I'm Skippy, the Infinity VR 4000 digital helper. Do you have a question I can help you with?
I want to know why my futures are so different.
I hear you want to know why your projected timelines differ. Is that correct?
Yes.
One moment while I analyze that for you. Analysis complete. What would you like to know?
How do I end up so much healthier in one future than the other?
Here is a data summary for projection number 1. Graduation from high school is followed by 4 years of college, which is financed by an athletic scholarship. A college degree and good health leads to a career as a physical education instructor with a life of vigorous sporting activities. Here is a data summary for projection number 2. Graduation from high school is followed by 1 year of college. There, the lack of a scholarship forces you to drop out due to inadequate funds, which limits your career opportunities. A series of low-paying jobs combined with high medical bills results in serious financial complications.
Wait a minute, what happened to the athletic scholarship in the second timeline?
In timeline number 2, you make the choice to start vaping, which leads to a nicotine addiction. The nicotine affects your still developing brain and heightens an underlying depression, which leads to lower grades. The vaping also weakens your respiratory functioning and leads to lung damage, which hinders your athletic performance. The lung damage also leads to an increased risk of infection and other serious health problems.
Come on. All that just from vaping?
The Infinity VR 4000 doesn't predict what will happen, only what might happen.
So nothing you've shown me is certain, right?
Well, one thing is, people who vape increase their risk of experiencing serious health problems. Have a nice day.
So, did Skippy answer all of your questions?
Well, he gave me a lot to think about.
And what did you think of the Infinity 4000? Pretty amazing, right? You about to buy one of your own?
You know, I think I'm gonna see what my future looks like if I do decide to get one.
Good idea. Take all the time you need.
And I might need to check out that perfect partner again, too.
Just not too much time.
The Choice Squad just performed virtual reality check, so now it's time to move on to round 1 of The Choice. Jackson, Karen, if you're ready, we can start with our first questions.
Whatever.
Bring it!
Based on what you just saw, tell us if the following statements are true or false.
Everyone who vapes will quickly develop serious health problems.
True.
Incorrect. Only some people who vape will experience serious complications in the short term.
Ha! I told you so.
However, everyone who vapes will expose their lungs to harmful chemicals, expose their brain to nicotine, and increase their risk of having serious health problems. Statement number 2.
Smoking and vaping are effective ways to deal with depression and anxiety.
True.
I'm sorry, Jackson, but that statement is false.
Wait. My grandma used to smoke all the time and it helped with her moods.
People sometimes don't realize that their stress and anxiety are actually nicotine withdrawal, which is why when they smoke or vape, it can actually help them to calm down. Research shows that nicotine can actually worsen mood and anxiety disorders and even deepen depression, especially in young people.
I told you so.
Really, Karen? Let's move on to our next scene, Brain Drain. Hello there! If you're wondering why I'm dressed like this, it's because I'm a brain. That's right, approximately 3.2 pounds of gray matter with 100 billion neurons, the major organ of the central nervous system. Now, 10 years ago, my life was going pretty well. I don't like to brag, but I had a vocabulary of approximately 30,000 words. I could do simple math problems without using a pencil or paper, and I controlled the body of a 17-year-old. I also had a pretty great girlfriend.
Sarah Tonin. I had a pretty dope best friend, too. That's right, dopamine. Get it? Serotonin and dopamine.
Those are the names of the brain chemicals, and they're just the beginning of all of the stupid puns you're about to hear. Now, I always had a great time whenever Sarah and Dope were around.
Hey, good looking.
How's my big, beautiful hunk of a brain today?
Oh, Sarah, Dope, you always make me feel good.
Just doing our job.
I had a pretty good thing going for me, but then one day I went and screwed it up.
One day, I met somebody new. Nick O'Teen. Hey, I told you I was just getting started.
Nick and I connected over a little vaping. At first, I didn't think it was that big of a deal, and I have to admit, I actually thought they were pretty cool.
Hey, B-Dog, my man, Mr. Brainiac himself. You ready for a little excitement?
Oh, you really get my heart pumping.
Well, that's because I just brought you a hit of adrenaline. Fight or flight, baby, fight or flight.
It was so exciting in the beginning, but then Nick started to mess with my friends.
Hey, dude, this girlfriend of yours is kind of a drag. Taking up all your time.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Look here, sweetie. We'd all like to see a lot less of you, okay?
What are you doing?
Now that I'm here, we could be perfectly happy without you.
That's not true, Brain. You need me.
Bye-bye, serotonin.
Wow, that was a little harsh.
Don't sweat it. Your friend Dopamine's still here, right, Dope?
I'm still here, making you feel great.
Hey, I got an idea. Why not have more best friends?
You can do that?
Sure. Hey, Double Dope, get on out here. Everyone can use a double dose of dopamine.
Oh, wow, that really does feel good.
Hey, stick with me, kid, and there's more where that came from. Now let's keep that heart pumping.
Boss, I'm gonna take a break.
What? Where are you going?
You don't need me anymore.
What are you talking about? You're my natural dopamine. We've been together since the beginning.
Double Dope's got you covered.
Then one day I decided to spend a little time away from Nick. Hey man, things are going great, but I'm gonna take a break, okay?
Really? Well, if that's what you want.
Well, hey, don't take double dope with you.
Sorry, it's a package deal. If I go, they go.
Well, then where's my original dopamine? Dope? Dope? Are you still there?
Sorry, boss. I'm still on break. You'll have to wait.
Well, nicotine brought more dopamine into my life, which was great. But then, when they left, they took it with them. And my natural dopamine didn't come back right away, and I was seeing a lot less of serotonin too, and I really missed how I felt around the both of them. So I decided I wanted things lit. Literally. I decided to start smoking as well as vaping. And sure enough, Nick came back stronger than ever.
Yeah!
But then, every time I tried to get rid of them, stop it! I ended up feeling really crappy, so I'd invite them back. As time went on, I noticed it was getting harder to concentrate and I was developing anxiety. It turns out, since I was really young when all of this started, nicotine affected me more now than they would have if I were an adult. And that's when I started getting messages from the other parts of the body I controlled.
Brain? This is hurt. Maybe you didn't know, but your so-called best friend Nick has been pushing me around. He's been making me beat faster and harder than I like. I'm starting to get worn out.
This is lungs calling for brain again. I'm getting really irritated by all the smoke and vapor you're sending my way. And I'm pretty sure that I saw a precancerous cell in my left lobe yesterday. What is going on up there? Call me!
Brain, it's your arteries, I'm just checking in. Your friend Nick has been roughing us up quite a bit and leaving scar tissue everywhere. And, things are just starting to clog up here really fast. So, you might just want to check in before you give us a heart attack.
And then I noticed someone else had joined the party.
So,
Who are you?
heavy metal. Nickel, lead, chromium.
Oh wow, one more stupid pun. Where did you come from?
You've probably been using e-cigs. I hang out in those.
And after all this time, you're just now showing up?
No, I've been here since the beginning. But you probably haven't noticed because I've been building up slowly over time. But now, I'm letting you know I'm here.
Hey, cut it out, you're choking me.
Oh, I'm sorry about the brain damage. It's just who I am,
Well, I want you to leave right
Oh,
now.
I can't do that. Once I'm here, I never leave.
Okay, that's enough. No more smoking, no more vaping. Get lost. Out. I gotta admit, it wasn't easy, but there are lots of ways to quit. I used nicotine replacement therapy and a quit app. But even then, it didn't happen on the first try. But I stuck with it. Dope, old friend, are you still there? 'Cause I could really use some support.
Okay, boss. If that other dope is gone, I'll come back. Eventually.
And she did come back, eventually. And as time passed, most of my health problems got better. Unfortunately, since I was only 17 when all of this started, some of the damage was permanent.
It's you and me forever, babe.
I guess it's just something I'm stuck with for the rest of my life. Thank you, Choice Squad! Contestants, in the scene we've just seen, Nick represented nicotine. Can you name 2 other characters, what they represent, and why they're important? Karen, we'll start with you.
Okay, dope was dopamine. It's a neurotransmitter that the body produces, and it causes pleasure. The double dope was the extra dopamine that the brain produces when stimulated by nicotine.
Very good. And the message was?
Be careful who you dance with.
Okay. Jackson, it's your turn.
Okay, so Sarah was serotonin, and heavy metal was heavy metal. Serotonin is another neurotransmitter that causes pleasure. And heavy metal was just heavy metal.
Good. And the takeaway was?
Well, nicotine causes the brain to create extra neurotransmitters, so you feel really good, but your brain starts to learn to rely on that and stops making more of its own. So without the nicotine, you end up with less than what you started with, and then your body starts to feel really bad.
Perfect. And what about heavy metal?
Oh, I don't know. My dad listens to that crap.
Heavy metal is those metals like nickel and lead that your body can't get rid of. So like over time they build up and they can cause brain damage.
That is correct, Karen. Next time, wait until I call on you. Up next, we have Commercial Conundrum.
There's the person of the hour. John, let me be the first to welcome you as the new spokesperson of Sparkwire Enterprises.
Thank you, thank you. I don't know what to say. I mean, I really didn't think I was going to get this job, all those callbacks. How many people did you audition for this?
A lot, believe me. But you're the one who stood out from the crowd, and it wasn't just your acting.
It wasn't?
No, I'm sure you're going to be great in front of the cameras, but it was really your personal story that made you stand out from the crowd.
Really? I thought I said way too much in those interviews.
Oh, no, John, when you shared how your father died from lung cancer when you were little, that was so powerful.
Well, I was just telling the truth.
Well, that's what we're looking for, John. A truth teller, a straight shooter, somebody with a real heart for what we're trying to do here at Sparkwire.
Oh, yeah, about that. The audition notice just said that you were a big national brand.
With projected sales of over 200 million this year.
Wow.
And that pay we're offering, not too shabby, huh?
Right. It's just, it didn't really say what Sparkwire was all about, so, what exactly are you guys selling?
Sorry if we seem a little cloak and dagger about it, but we're trying to keep it hush-hush until we release the new product line next month. But now that you're on board, I can tell you. John, tell me, what do you know about electronic cigarettes?
Just that it creates steam instead of smoke.
Oh, it's so much more than that. John, if your father could have had e-cigarettes, he might still be alive today.
Really?
Oh, yeah, tell me, did your father ever try to stop smoking?
Yeah, a bunch of times, but it never stuck.
I'm afraid that's a familiar story. It can be very hard for people to quit smoking. But now they don't have to. Now, instead of smoking, people will be sparking, which means no more inhaling harmful burning tars. People will be sparking, and they'll just have to inhale a little bit of harmless vapor.
Oh, like water vapor.
Yeah, sort of like water vapor. The point is that people will be set free from using traditional cigarettes forever.
So Sparkwire is like a program to help people stop smoking?
Think of us as a medical supply company dedicated to better health.
That sounds great. Sign me up.
Glad to hear it. Here's your contract. If we could get you to initial right here.
Okay.
All right there.
Okay.
And there and there. And sign there. All right. Let's get to work. Film your first commercial.
Right now?
No time like the present. Sparkles commercial version 1.
Well, I mean, I'm not really dressed
Oh,
for it,
don't worry about it. It's just a couple of voiceovers. Just read when you get the signal. Okay, places everyone. And 5, 4, 3, 2.
What do I like about sparkles? I can use them without smelling like an ashtray. In fact, I can sparkle anywhere, and I mean anywhere. And no one will ever know if I don't want them to. Sparkles now in 6 fruity flavors, including Captain Crunch, Bubblegum, and My Little Pony Puke.
Okay, that's a keeper.
Hey, I thought you said that your e-cigarettes were called Sparks.
Oh, we just got an update from marketing. They thought that sparkles sounded cuter.
Cuter? Why would you want them to sound cuter? And what's with all the flavors? I mean, they sound like cereals for kids.
Aw, they're just fun. Everyone likes fun, even smokers.
I mean, I guess, but I can't imagine my dad wanting to sparkle with bubblegum. And what's with the whole no one will ever know if I don't want them to? Why wouldn't you want people to know if you were trying to quit?
Oh, don't worry about it. Listen, you're doing great. Let's just get ready for the next one, okay? And Sparkle commercial version 2. Get ready, and 5, 4, 3, 2.
New and improved sparkles now in 3 discrete designs: thumb drive, smartwatch, and juice box. Order online today and we'll send you a variety pack of sparkle skins absolutely free. Customize your sparkles with rainbows, Fortnite characters, or even cat memes.
Cut? Okay, great job, everyone.
Hey, hang on a second, time out.
What's the problem?
E-cigarettes that look like thumb drives and smartwatches? Come on, these are clearly being advertised towards teenagers, not lifelong smokers.
Whoa, buddy. I think you're overreacting a little. Get a hold of yourself. We got one more to do.
Yeah, but
John,
this is
you're under contract. Just read. Okay, Sparkles commercial version 3 and 5, 4, 3, 2.
Announcing the Sparkle Scholarship Program. Send us your essays on why sparkling is good for you, and we'll send you $5,000 to the college of your choice. Sparkles, now with 40 milligrams of nicotine per pod. Okay, that's it. Cut! 40 milligrams of nicotine per pod? That's almost as much as an entire pack of cigarettes.
John, buddy, champ, pal. We're talking about saving lives here. If you're going to get smokers to give up tobacco, you got to give them a little something in return.
Well, what else is in these?
Well, there's a little glycerol and flavorants and benzoic acid and propylene glycol.
You just said it was just water vapor.
No, I said it was like water vapor.
Are these chemicals dangerous?
Well, some overly dramatic people might say so, but I don't believe them.
What overly dramatic people?
Well, the Harvard Medical Center may have expressed some concerns. And the
Harvard.
American Lung Association and the Surgeon General.
The Surgeon General?
But I say it's fake news. I mean, there's been a few cases of, lung disease and death, but not that many. Out of 1,500 reported cases, only 33 people died. So.
You said that sparkles were safe.
They are.
Then what's killing people?
Well, we don't know actually because the investigation isn't completed. What we do know is that diacetyl is linked to a disease called popcorn lung, and propylene glycol is safe when added to food, but not when inhaled, and diethylene glycol is technically poisonous, but...
And all of that is in your e-cigarettes too?
I don't know. And because the law hasn't caught up to us, I wouldn't have to tell you if I did. What I do know is that for most adults, vaping is safer than smoking.
It's not safer than not vaping. And besides, you're advertising these towards people who haven't been smoking in the first place, and it has a ton of nicotine in it that's totally addictive.
John, if we don't get young people to buy our product, who's going to use it in the future? That's the whole point of marketing, to create lifelong customers.
You mean lifelong vapors?
Like I said, it's better than smoking.
It's not better than not smoking.
Well, John, there's one problem with that. Sparkwire Enterprises wouldn't make any money.
I can't believe this. You never cared about my dad dying of cancer. You don't care about people's health at all. You know what? I'm done here. I'm not going to work for you anymore, and I'm going to let everybody know exactly what you're up to.
John. Of course we care about your father. It's what got you to sign the contract. But you didn't read the fine print. If you say anything bad about this company, we can sue you for everything you've got. Sorry, kid, but you belong to us now.
I can't believe this. You trapped me.
Don't feel bad. We trap all of our customers, too. Now, let's get you into hair and makeup for your photo shoot.
That was scene number 3, Commercial Conundrum. Now back to our contestants and our true or false statements. Number 1.
In 1950, a tobacco company report stated, "Today's teenager is tomorrow's potential customer."
False?
Correct. That report was actually from 1999. Tobacco companies continued to market cigarettes towards younger people long after they knew they were harmful. Statement number 2.
By law, vaping companies must follow the same stringent advertising regulations as tobacco companies.
False.
That is also correct. Vaping companies are following the patterns of tobacco companies by continuing to market towards younger people, even though selling to minors is completely illegal. In fact, a number of vaping companies are owned by tobacco companies. Statement number 3.
Most people start vaping in order to quit smoking.
Okay, this one is totally true.
Wrong. In 2015 alone, over 2,000 adults switched from smoking to vaping. Unfortunately, 160,000 people who haven't been smoking also started vaping. Let's move on to our final scene, Mistbuster! Thanks for helping me with this report, Courtney. There's so much conflicting information out there.
Well, let's just start comparing some stuff.
I think I'll start with YouTube. Is vaping safe? Here we go.
Hey y'all, it's Cody, back for another episode of All Things Vape. Today, we're going to talk about the top 3 myths of vaping. 1. E-cigs contain harmful chemicals that cause cancer and something called popcorn lung. Now, I've been hearing this a lot lately, and it's just not true. Here's what's in e-cigs. 1. Propylene glycol. 2. Vegetable glycerin. 3. Nicotine. And 4. Harmless flavorants. We know exactly what's in e-cigs, and none of it can hurt you. I've been vaping for a couple years, and I feel just fine.
Hey, Aaron, pause that for a second. Check out what I found.
First of all, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I am all about the science of what we do and don't know about vaping. And I'm basing a lot of this on a CDC report. All right. First off, the FDA does not require e-cigarette companies to list the ingredients on their product or maintain any standard purity. Secondly, the electronic cigarette vapor has been found to contain toxic chemicals that have been linked to heart and lung disease, as much as heavy metals that can accumulate and cause brain damage.
So, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, this guy said that they know what's in vape juice and it's completely safe.
Huh. Who is he?
I don't know. I think he works in a vape shop or something. What's the CDC?
The Center for Disease Control and Prevention?
Huh. That sounds pretty legit. Let's check out a third source.
Sure.
Vaping, videos. Oh, check this one out.
Hey, it's me again, Haley Bo Bailey, and today I want to talk about vaping because my friend Taylor's been doing it a lot, and I heard someone say that there's antifreeze in vape pods, and then Taylor's all like, yeah, it's stuff that's maybe an antifreeze, but it's in all kinds of food like ice cream and popcorn, so it's totally safe. And then I was like, yeah, you eat popcorn, you don't breathe it. And I don't think it'd be very good for you if you did. And then she was all like, you're stupid, and who asked you? And now she's all mad at me. But I thought I had a point, you know?
So?
Interesting.
I kind of like her.
It's definitely a different perspective. Show me the first one again.
Okay.
Number 2. Vaping is addictive and can cause cancer. Now, this one's just absolutely ridiculous. You know what causes cancer? Cigarettes. Cigarettes contain tar and other dangerous cancer-causing chemicals. When you vape, all you get is the nicotine, and nicotine doesn't cause cancer.
Now mine.
There is one thing we know that's in vape juice. nicotine, and lots of it. Now, nicotine is a poison and it's addictive. Some experts say it's harder to kick than heroin. There's a scientific study that says if you use nicotine before the age of 25, it can affect your moods and mess with your learning and impulse control. Well, that's because your brain is still developing. Now, while we don't know if nicotine by itself causes cancer, we do know that the other chemicals that are found in e-cig vapor have been linked to cancer.
Back to Haley.
And then Taylor was all like, at least vaping isn't as bad as smoking. And I'm like, isn't that like saying my husband's an ugly jerk, but at least he's not a murderer? And then she was all like, it's not the same thing at all. I'm not getting married to a vape pod. And I was like, I don't know. For most people who get hooked up with nicotine, it's kind of like till death do us part, you know?
Millennial vape guy.
Now, the number one myth about vaping. Vaping leads to smoking. I use vaping to quit smoking. Now, I still vape sometimes, but just as a hobby. I can stop whenever I want.
CDC research lady.
There's a professor at Johns Hopkins Medical Center that says, there is evidence that young people who vape are more likely to go on to use tobacco products.
Haley.
I mean, my dad did manage to quit smoking, but he used those nicotine patch things.
Mr. Vape.
This has been All Things Vape at wholesalepods.com.
Science.
And here's a warning from the American Medical Association.
Remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Where you can get your e-juice delivered directly to your door for the lowest prices anywhere.
In hospitals across the Midwest, vaping has been linked to a recent wave of serious lung illnesses and fatalities. Until we know more, we're telling everyone,
Vape on!
And keep smiling.
it's not safe.
Okay, that's enough.
Like I said, it's kind of confusing.
Well, remember, you have to cite your sources, so you've got to think about who's giving you the information and why. I mean, do you trust the salesman or the science?
I don't know. The truth is that I picked this topic because I've been vaping for a while.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of runs in our family. My mom started vaping so that she could quit smoking.
Did it work?
No, not exactly. Now she just does both.
So are you smoking too?
No, I think it's really gross. And I mean, the vaping is a lot better. It's just, now there's all of that stuff coming out about how bad it is for you. And there's the money too. I mean, my vape wasn't exactly cheap, and then all of those pods start to add up after a while.
So why don't you just quit?
Well, I tried, but then I got these headaches, and I was feeling all jittery, and I couldn't sleep. I just couldn't stop thinking about it all the time, so I just started up again.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's people who can help you. I mean, maybe you could talk to, your doctor or something?
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, I've got to finish this report.
Okay, so who's your best source?
Well, Haley does have the most subscribers.
Seriously?
That was the Toy Squad's last scene, so now we move on to our final round. Contestants, true or false?
Nicotine is the only ingredient found in e-cigs, and it's safe.
False.
Correct. Nicotine is a poison that can increase your heart rate, blood pressure, and a risk of a heart attack. And there are a ton of other things in e-cigarettes that are linked to cancer. Statement number 2.
Vaping is one of the most effective ways to quit smoking.
True. And my uncle used to smoke packs a day, but now all he does is vape.
I'm sorry, Jackson, but that statement is false. Although some people may make the switch from smoking to vaping, about 80% end up doing both. If you want to stop smoking, the American Medical Association recommends calling a free quit line and using a medication that has been approved by the FDA, not vaping. All right, folks. Now we move on to a lightning round to give our contestants a chance to really prove themselves. Karen, Jackson, why are you so confused about vaping?
Well, because it's still very new and we don't know everything about it yet.
But every day we learn more and more about the health risks associated with it.
So is vaping safe?
Medical science says no, and that's just with the research they've done so far.
But if you're already smoking, switching to vaping can be healthier in the short term.
You'll be healthiest if you don't do either.
Remember, 60 years ago, people thought cigarettes were safe.
Now we know that they kill 500,000 people a year, and that's just in the United States.
We've all heard the cases of serious lung disease and deaths linked to vaping.
And that's just the news of today. Nobody knows what the news about vaping will be in 30 years from now, or even 30 days.
All right, folks, we're nearing the finish line. Jackson, Karen, this is it. Our final question. What do we know about vaping?
We know that vaping causes health problems, both mental and physical.
And a lot of wasted money over the years.
A risk that you'll start smoking.
And a nicotine addiction, which nobody wants to deal with.
If you start smoking or vaping, quitting is going to be hard. But there's a lot of support out there that can help you through it.
So I guess what we know is whether you choose to stop vaping or not vape, either one is the healthy choice.
And a healthy choice is my favorite choice. Well, that was the last question for today, so I guess this game ends in a tie.
Wait! Have you even been keeping score?
Oh, Karen, I can't believe you'd even ask me that. That's all for today, folks. I'm Guy Garrison, wishing you and yours a vapeless tomorrow. Tune in next week for another exciting round of The Choice!
Hi, I'm Kaylee.
I'm Joy.
I'm Darren.
I'm Elise.
I'm Devin, and we are
Saltworks!
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the show.
And we'd love to hear from you.
You can send us questions and let us know what you thought about The Choice.
Visit us at www.saltworks.org.
Or you can find us on social media as Saltworks Theater Company. Can't wait to hear from you.
Thanks for watching.
Hope to hear from you soon.
We'll see you next time.
Bye!